Today we're going to learn how to draw a dog, specifically a border collie. Well, not a border collie, a collie, or a Shetland sheepdog. They're relatively the same dog, they're just different sizes. Here we go. Okay, so the notorious circle. We're always going to start with a circle. We're going to lay the groundings for where the eyes are going to go, right here and here. And then we're going to use this as the top of the skull. It's going to come down like so. And it's going to point out and as we reach the snout of the dog. And here we can create sort of an idea of where everything is kind of supposed to go. A dog's nose is going to dip in, dip out, and then go back in, and then go back out. Something like that. This one is crooked, and I think I left my eraser over there. But we have another one here, so it's fine. But you get the idea. It's just going to be something more or less like that. Again, it's supposed to be pointing outwards, so excuse my distraction. Because the dog nose is pointing this way, we're only going to see a portion of it, which is what I seem to not have been able to get in through my head just now. There we go. So now there's going to be a parting here. It's going to be minimal because we're not going to see this side of the snout at all, because it is on this side, it's behind everything else, so we can't see it. And then here, this continues. And you have a mouth. And then down here, we have everything else that would sort of make up the bottom jaw. We're going to edit this a little bit more, but this is only here to give us a better idea of what we're doing. Another thing that's important is that dogs have a bigger portion. This is rounded out, and this is another rounded out part. So the part that connects this bigger circle to this smaller circle is going to be a little bit narrower. Simply because there's a higher concentration of teeth here and muscles. It is gonna go dip in and then go dip out. Something like that. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna go up through here. We're gonna mark the eyes. It's gonna have little eyelashes. Dogs have eyelashes too. And there. I'm just gonna give us an idea of where that side of the cranium is more or less figured out. And now here there's going to be another eye. And it's basically a circle with pointed edges. It's nothing, it's not an overly complicated shape at all. The back edge though will trace backwards, and it's going to separate two colors actually of the indent dog. Right here we're going to create an indent because I have no idea what it's for, but there's always a little indent right there, especially in this type of breed. Okay. Here there's going to be the indent that would separate the bone that makes up the nozzle of the dog from the actual body, or the head, like the skull itself, or the main part of the skull. Right here is going to be another little indent that protrudes the eye outwards. Okay, now I realized that I made a mistake here because I made this point upwards, and usually in collies and border collies, and border collies as well actually, and Shetland sheepdogs, what happens is that this curves downwards. So I'm going to fix that right now. Oops. And I'm mainly gonna do that by focusing on the area right here. Because, see, there we go. If I do that, if I make this area a little bit rounder, it's not only going to push this downward, but it's going to push the back part upwards. So it should be something like that anyways. I can draw a little bit harder lines over here, and I can define the nose a little bit more. These are going to be the two nostrils. There we go. Cool. So that said, there we go. Then we can go into the ears. The ears are going to be on the top of the head because the dog is interested in something, so they're going to pull together. And back here, this is going to, because these dogs are super fluffy, this part just kind of rounds out downwards as opposed to just being a sharper turn as it would be for another dog. It's just literally just fur, like a lot of fur just happening right there. We can begin to define, usually when we're drawing, I've made a point of this before, but usually when we're drawing, all that we're doing is creating vague ideas and then gradually defining them a little bit more and just making them clearer. So again, I'm gonna make like this really like blobby idea of what the ears are supposed to be, but in my mind, I know that that's not the end. I mean, as long as I don't leave it, it's not gonna be the end. And I can just always add more and change it like I did with the nose, for example. Now what's gonna happen is that this snout is going to come here. There's another indent because it's the end of the skin that goes here. So when the dog actually opens his mouth and pulls back, there needs to be a little extra skin here in order to stretch and give it a chance or just like space for it to. So here we indent a little bit to mark its neck. And now we do these little, they have these little whiskers that are not actually whiskers, just around their head. There we go. Okay, here. Maybe I want to move this ear up a little bit more. There we go. Maybe I want to move this a little bit closer to the front, just for sake of, actually let me just switch to this pencil entirely. Just for sake of making it more obvious, like making the snout look a little bit more, less aggressive, I guess. Let me correct some of this. This is the basics of it. There we go. Cool. So now we're going to go into the coloring.